Yeah, the first ban here, of course, you can just say that it's aimed at Conan. Conan played that about 3 times in his most recent games as well, so more than happy to pick that one up. Actually played it in his last 3 games consecutively.
Well, we'll see, because if this is a Scion ban, I'm going to say it was definitely targeted at Luca, and they're just trying to shut him down. But it's not, it's Cassidy.
Yeah, GA not going to pick up that Assassin champion. Of course, GA's champion pool pretty wide there in the mid lane, but focusing that Cassidy means that he can't get as in amongst it and create all of that late game havoc from that very slippery champion. Rise, of course, going to be banned away here. Luca not wanting Dandy to be able to first pick that one. Had a fantastic performance a few games ago. Actually, a couple of games ago, picking up that victory against QG there as well. So Alistair going to be banned away from Marta. So focusing a little bit onto that support Masters champion pool.
Yeah, Alistair's just so good right now. It means that you can 4v4 teamfight without your top laner and have a legitimate second tank coming through their world. We'll grab a tanky jungler, probably either Rek'Sai or Nunu at the moment. Does play a little bit of Gragas as well, but hasn't really favored those ones. And we'll see whether they're able to get in there and really affect it. And it's actually the Maokai that gets banned.
A Luca's Maokai banned away.
I hope they first pick Scion. That would be hilarious.
Oh my goodness. And then World 6 plays it in the jungle.
I don't care where they play it. It's actually going to be... No, it wasn't. So, you know, we'll just wait as they circle through some things.
Well, the Gragas does make sense here. 3rd time in a row for World 6, so more than happy to take that one away from Spirit, who's had a whole lot of his most impactful performances on that champion. So, understandably taking it away, and WE, we'll see whether they lock in the Scion straight away. And Luca's face just says, may as well pick the Scion.
Yeah, he's not impressed at all by what they've thrown at him. He's
like, I don't play
Maokai as we are.
Oh, very confusing. But GA more than happy to pick up the Victor. Has been favoring that a lot, actually. Played it a couple of times just recently. They are going to lock these ones away. And Mystic delving away from the Jinx and onto a champion that doesn't necessarily do so well in that particular matchup.
Yeah, it is his most played, you know, and Jinx is just so good Sivir is so good right now.
Yeah.
Can't really pass it up. Is a facilitator, gets the jungle and the top laner in. That's what World Elite seems to be about right now, and they're flashing it.
It'd be amusing. Marta might be sort of... they lock it in. Is this going to mean that we're going to get support Gragas another time?
Why would we get support Gragas? Why can't they play at top lane?
No, you wouldn't play Scion top lane. That's no fun.
What?
I don't know. I just want it to happen. Okay, not going to be happening this time around, though. I just got my mind set on the jungle Scion.
I don't know why, though.
Neither do I, really. I was just very excited about it.
We have actually Gragas.
Well,
he's like the best jungler in the game.
Beast played it in the last series, okay? So look, it has been happening. Shen being considered now. And if you want a super tank in the top lane, you may as well pick up a Shen. That does make a little bit of sense there. And who would know the counters to Scion more than a Luca? I don't know whether there could be anyone here. He's getting some pats on the back there as well. It's like, all right, Luca, take the Shen. Never leave your lane unless you want to use your ult.
It's a 20-minute FF. We didn't get Scion. Move on to game 2, boys.
That is not how you carry a good storyline for a video game there, Spawn. As Endless and Marta thinking about their 2 champions.
Oh, top lane Janna. You know, the curveball coming out.
Stop it. You're being mean. Okay, yeah, but not necessarily picking up the most powerful bottom lane in the early game.
Play 2 seasons ago in the NALCS top lane Janna.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. There was that guy that only played Poppy in top lane Janna. What was his name? I can't remember.
Oh, wait. Zekin.
Yeah.
You talking about Zekin?
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually loved watching his Poppy stream. It was fantastic. But let's get back to the game, Spawn. Because Spirit's hovering is Nidalee, which could be very, very exciting, is going to mean that it's not going to be a Shen jungle. Which
that was fairly safe assumption, as it is Nidalee locked in. So, you know, they've got one half of the puzzle right now, an aggressive jungler for Spirit to get in there, really try and take it to World, who is one of the newer junglers in the LPL. So we'll see whether the veteran Spirit can really try and keep him down and carry his team to victory.
I just want to talk as well about the fact that their team fight coming through from World Elite, if they catch Vici in the right position with the Shadow Dash as well as that Gravity Field, could be massive here for WE, really locking down some targets, getting the Chaos Storm in the right position and tearing them apart with the AoE of Sivir.
Certainly could. And the other thing that I do like is that Spirit is at his best when he's aggressive, and that Shen pickup right there means that he can go in, try and assassinate someone, get the big shield coming through there. Will be Dandy on Scion. Unfortunately, World will have the Gragas in the jungle against Spirits Nidalee.
Oh dear. Hatong is going to be taking the Azir against the Victor here in the mid lane as well. So seen this matchup quite a few times. Of course, Victor with a little bit more range as far as that death ray is concerned, but as they're able to take control of that lane, you have to feel as the game progresses. Endless now, he's going to be on the Vayne. Pretty popular pickup against Sivir, but with mixed results, as Marta's going to take the Janna into the Thresh of Conan. So Conan mixing it up a little bit.
Yeah, well, the thing about Sivir versus Vayne is that Vayne should be able to get the upper hand as soon as an item comes through just because of the dueling potential. But that relies on you going even in lane. And it is so hard to do if you're being repetitively shoved in, turret dove, you're being pressured by a jungler like Spirit. So they need to massage this one through laning phase. Expect them to go for a lane swap, especially against someone like Shen.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. I'm excited to see Spirit back on the Nidalee as well. But with that, let's get straight into the game. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, Vici versus WE for our final matchup of the night. Game 1 coming up right now as both teams have hit the Rift and very defensive starts on both sides. But lane swap already opted for by WE.
Dandy spots out Aluka.
That is so cute.
And thematically, that is probably the only Shen skin that makes sense because he's like a samurai in it and they're nothing like ninjas.
Yeah, it's true. Pretty happy just to ride a horse into battle. Yeah, I saw Last Samurai. See, I don't know what's going on there, Spawn. What is wrong with me? Okay, Luka just going to be scouting out now as well. It's actually going to be backs coming through from the WE bottom lane at the moment on the top side. Decided to cancel them now at the moment as well.
Furiously pinging around their top side of the jungle. Want to make sure that they secure that for world. And it looks like lane swap has actually been initiated by WE here. Maybe thought that Vici would go for a blind lane swap, tried to guess it out, but they're going to miss it. And they're going to take a little sentinel on the bottom side of the jungle just to get the experience advantage and then run into lane as quickly as possible.
Yeah, well, Dandy is going to get pinged out immediately here. You can see the WE bottom lane making moves towards the bottom side of the map, but
yeah, they cannot recall right now. That is way too late to try and get back into a 2v2 lane.
Yeah, not going to be able to get there before those minions move around. It is going to be double jungling ensuing here. So WE go for a bit of a mind game, but it doesn't quite pay off unless they were actually looking for a lane swap here.
And they grab both sentinels on the side. It means that they're not going to be there in time to grab the wave, but I guess even more gold secured for Endless there.
Yeah, Endless just wanting to have as much gold as possible here, I guess, as Jay and Hatong just clearing out minions. Hatong with a little bit more of a push, but the AoE a little bit more available for this Azir in the early game, just considering the fact that Death Ray not taken.
This is Dandy without Spirit without a leash. So check out how healthy he is able to jungle without it. He will go low on this one, this camp right here, but as soon as he is past the big camps, he's able to jungle so quickly without going low. And without a leash, that is just incredibly impressive coming through here. I really enjoy watching Spirit take jungle camps because he just does it really quickly. He's probably the fastest farming Nidalee in the LPL right now.
He's also one of the most skilled Nidalee players that we've seen thus far here in the LPL as we've moved forward. So see whether he can get things done here this game around. Has been thwarted in his Nidalee attempts in the past. Just not quite able to
battle over the Scuttle Crab early in the game, but Spirit's going to be able to pick it up. And as we said, that's 3 camps done with double potions and he's full health, able to get back into the top side of his jungle.
Yeah, and it was a double jungle coming through here as well, as Spirit actually alone as Aluka was just sort of following him around there. So
well, Aluka started Krugs, took that away with the help of Conan up in the top lane. And wow, nice trade coming through for Hatong. So they were able to get a separate jungle start there for the Shen, whereas it was a double jungle nearly the entirety of the time after Aluka took away the wolf by himself, it looks like.
Yeah, so very even there in the mid lane as far as that's concerned. But you're right, so double jungle now going to be ensuing here for WE. And things just going as a lane swap does. Pretty standard at the moment.
And this is how you tell.
Scuttles.
Yes, I was going to say that is. There is no better feeling than double Scuttle Crab. Look how much vision he has captured for his team.
Look at those circles, man.
Speed shrines, counter jungling now comes through.
Not too bad. Shadow dashing over the wall is Aluka. Sneaky ninja here in the jungle.
He is not sneaky at all.
Okay, we understand that, but we'll see whether Aluka can be sneaky. Wolf Spirit now going to oh, no, that was taken by World 6. Thought it was a cute little spear from Spirit, but not actually going to be able to lock down anything. Just going to get a little bit of damage down as Hatong was sort of cheating towards the top side. 4 members strong now at the moment. Actually, Mata getting taken down to half health here as Barrel only going to find a Luca. Fairly tanky now with the door and shield as well, so not going to be worried about that. Happy to have a drink, and it's going to move back. Mata losing half his health.
And both AD carries just being left by themselves at the moment. Actually, Conan sticking around a little bit more. So Mystic falling behind in experience. They need to be careful that they keep an eye on that, because Sion is so good at going into 2v2 lanes just to leech experience, and Shen might struggle a little bit more.
He does have the Vorpal Blade for a little bit more sustain, but you're exactly right. Probably not going to have sort of the availability of that Sion does have, just with the blatant tankiness that he has available to him.
It's more the fact that he can just cue the wave. It's such a, I guess, impactful spell as GA caught out.
He's going to get caught out here as Blue goes down incredibly low. There's going to be the flash. First blood for World 6. Able to get away. Heal's going to be popped by Hatong just in case he was going to fall. I have a feeling he probably would have been okay though. And Vici, easy kill.
Yeah, I think it actually was a good heal there. He probably would have died, and that was just lazy window shopping coming through there from GA. Gets caught out, then wanted to save his flash. Got greedy with the summoner spells and made pay.
Yeah, double greedy. Definitely not what you want. Mystic with a pretty deep freeze here as Dandy able to get at least a little bit of experience. This wave may actually make it to the turret unless they can just tank it up, which they're going to. The WE holding onto their wave. Dandy trying to be a menace as they do so, but not going to be able to get in there.
Yeah, Mata heading up to the top lane. Looks like to be able to give Dandy a little bit more support. Probably should just back and take a jungle camp, but does need to push out this freeze eventually. And in the bottom lane, we have Luca heading down there by himself, but about to be ganked by World.
Yeah, World 6 actually moving exactly the same time. Endless now with a 2-level advantage. Those Silver Bolts actually doing some work onto this Shen. Death Rage is going to be used by GA, but he's going to be much more careful in this lane now.
Oh.
Only down a couple of CS, but you're exactly, yeah, that wow makes a whole lot of sense to me as now with the Fiendish Codex, Hatong doing a whole lot more damage.
Yeah, Hatong, that is the kill build coming through there with the Fiendish Codex. As we see, just very long extended lane swaps coming through. No fast push. They're just trying to get the top laners further and further behind. Finally, Spirit comes into the bottom lane. A first gank going to come down onto Endless.
Yeah, Spirit looking to try and get in there. Is actually going to make it in unspotted.
Endless going,
very close. Luca not wanting to use the flash at that stage to lock down the Shadow Dash.
Yeah, it is a level 6 Vayne coming through there.
Wow. Yeah, GA actually throws down the Chaos Storm, just trying to get some extra harass damage, tries to pick himself up a back if he can, I believe.
Sends a message by standing in it to CS.
Yeah, well, doesn't actually do a whole lot of damage towards the end, the old Chaos Storm. But Hatong more than happy to send that message, exactly right. Death Rage's going to clear out the rest of this wave as GA trying to hold on to what semblance of a lead he had, at least in the creeps from earlier on, but he's down by about 3. He's going to be evened out here by these few that are making their way towards the turret.
I think he's going to miss one of the trees. That was so hard.
Well, did he?
Yeah, he did, actually.
Yeah, see?
Wow, Atlas the Prophet.
Yeah, well, gotta have a skill.
I am sorry, sir. I take it back.
Key strike being used by Luca there to clear out these minions. Death Sentence going to go down, but not going to find Endless there as well, as Mystic just actually hanging out underneath his tower. Not wanting to play too aggressively against Dandy here. Decimating Smash, a little bit of a dangerous maneuver, because he's got a lot of ways to break the spell shield actually, as Mystic wanted to play too far up. But 12 CS to 18 as far as these top laners are concerned in the lane swap situation. So Luca still doing fine. Dandy now able to get at least up to the creep wave. In the bottom side.
He's going to take a lot of damage for that.
Oof. Tried to get the Death Sentence off, but not able to find Mata there as Eye of the Storm now onto the Vayne. Nice use of Vayne there by Luca, keeps him at least a little bit more alive. But Vici with so much control on the bottom side.
Yeah, so we really long lane swap actually coming through from both teams, and you have to think that Vayne is getting the better of this. We mentioned the fact that it doesn't want a 2v2 until Blade of the Ruined King has been finished up there, and Endless has a very good CS score right now, 83 at only the 9-minute mark, so he's on track for nearly that 10 per minute as they click over here, and you'd have to think that a very fed Vayne going into the mid game is probably worth a little bit more than Sivir at this point.
Oh, we'll see just how they use their Sivir with this particular comp. We mentioned the fact that they have a fair bit of layering of CC, especially in that small area, and whether they can utilize that effectively will let us know exactly how this game is going to go. Because when you have an execution-heavy comp, and it's on a team like WE that has been pretty sporadic with their play, it'll be interesting to see how this one works out.
Yeah, certainly will be. And Spirit so far has just put his jungle on farm. Actually took the second blue buff as well. We didn't see whether that was a counter jungle blue or whether he just secured it for himself over Xie. Means that he finds himself 13 CS up and a level advantage at this point in the game. So as we said, Nidalee, one of the quicker junglers, and it looks like lane swap will finally be reversed back with already Cutlass and Rika both picked up for Endless. So nearly that Blade of the Ruined King versus Giant Sword, BF Sword and Pickaxe. Wow, Giant Sword.
Giant Sword gives you health?
Even bigger.
Whoa.
Giant Sword, yeah, Giant Sword.
Yeah, I like it. I don't know. Look, maybe we'll just invent a new item. Spoiler alert, spawn the Giant Sword. Let's not talk about new items. Great.
You talk rubbish sometimes.
Sometimes? Did you miss some? My goodness. GA now just going to clear out some minions there in the mid lane as the 2v2, as you mentioned, has been met up, but by the looks of things, Mystic having a decent time there, just the wave clear, winning out as far as Sivir is concerned, able just to clear the wave and then exit.
Yeah, and still needs to be a little bit careful here as Endless because, you know, we mentioned the fact that Blade of the Ruined King is the turning point right now. Probably still a little bit in Sivir's favor just because of the shove, but they send World down there to help out with maybe a gank.
Yeah, Dandy now with Roar the Slayer active. Aluka just a little bit upset that Dandy was able to get the Scion and he wasn't. Has been seen in that brush. World 6 no longer hanging around. Definitely a 2v2 at the moment. And we'll see whether Vici can get the best of it like you were talking about, or whether we're just going to see more farming. A little bit more respect being given to this Vayne. And they just shove the wave forward. WE not moving.
Actually looking for first dragon at the moment, Vici Gaming. So they're trying to accelerate the pace of the game at least a little bit. Going towards Xie's turret. This might be a 4-man dive. No, it's not. They're going to back away.
Not looking for it just yet. Song is able to clear that minion wave. Endless moved up towards the dragon. Teleport's available for both of these top laners, but both of them with ways to cancel out either one's teleport at the same time. Aluka with Stand United as well, and that needs to be spoken about because this Shen double abilities in order to get to that bottom side of the map. All Spirit caught out. Yeah.
Something to worth noting, Nidalee mechanics. Transform is an auto attack reset, meaning that you can Q and then get out and auto attack really quickly. Oh, useful with the new jungle item especially.
Well, on that note, Nidalee not going to be around this dragon and is going to be taken down pretty efficiently at 12 minutes in for Vici.
But they've pretty much traded first dragon for 20 CS on Spirit because he really hasn't been looking to pressure any lanes. He's just put his jungle on farm. He's ahead of Aluka right now in CS. And yeah, doing a very good job. Also stacking up that tier. So Nidalee going to be a menace in the mid game. It's going to be like they have another AP carry with how fed Spirit currently is. And it's not through kills, it's just through farming.
Yeah, and what does that mean for their mid-game team fighting? Because what does a Nidalee necessarily bring as far as a team fight is concerned?
Well, right now, Vayne is the one that needs to be concerned because Spirit, as I said, with that Shen shield, is going to be an assassin on Nidalee. Also means that sieging is much easier. You got GA for a little bit of poke through the laser, as well as all those spears flying out. You only need to catch one on Hetong or Endless, and it probably will mean a turret going down in their favor. So with a Sivir being able to push so quickly, just helps, I guess, the overall win condition of pushing down these structures.
Yeah, Dandy just going to clear out this lane with that Soul Furnace. And
what an interactive laning phase.
Oh, I know. It's wonderful, isn't it? Talk about wet noodle fights. I'm pretty sure that is the epitome of that one. It's Spirit finally going to give over a blue buff. Now going to go back. Not sure whether he goes back or whether he's just like, oh, my mid laner stole my blue, I'm leaving.
And Blade of the Ruined King finally finished up for Endless here. Boots 2 elected by Mystic. He has built himself a CS advantage, but right now does need to worry about the kill potential coming through from Endless. Although Janna not really going to add much apart from some AD and good disengage if the gank does come through. So they still need to be slightly careful, although that auto attack with the shield.
Yeah, the fact that you can put that Eye of the Storm on a little bit late as well, still get the damage on the auto attack before it actually makes contact with your mark. Definitely effective as Mystic felt that one. But still able to clear out these minion waves very, very effectively. Endless now with another shield as well, just being used on cooldown there by Marta just to make sure that everything's okay. But Marta, this is another thing that we haven't mentioned, is that he's back on the Janna, definitely a champion that he was known for in Korea.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's one of his best disengaged supports coming through here, and with all the dive coming onto Endless, you understand that he wants to get Aluka and Spirit back away, even Conan, be able to reset the team fight and really open it up for Endless to be able to weave around the outskirts. Because something that you need to point out about Vayne is she is happy hitting the closest target to her at all parts of the game because of the itemization of the build. Blows up squishies, but also deals with tanks relatively effectively. And throughout the entirety of this game, it's been a 14-minute laning phase, 15-minute laning phase. It's actually WE that's picked up an 1,000 gold advantage.
Yeah, and look, you mentioned that it was potentially off the back of Spirit, but this
could
be first blood here as Mystic going to get condemned into the wall. There's the ultimate from Aluka, but not even going to be able to pay a visit to this lane. It's Vici going to catch out Conan at the same time. Endless might find himself a kill off the next tumble as he's trying to get in there. There it is, going to reset that auto attack, pick up the kill, and that's 2 quick ones for Vici.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, this Vayne is going to be an absolute terror. We'll catch up nearly in CS as well. Picks up the kill, Blade of the Ruined King. That was a purchase that we're waiting on. All of a sudden, gold back to equal, and a lot of that is now sitting on Endless.
Yeah, and it was just the fact that WE, I guess, thought that they'd gone back or something like that, just didn't have vision in that brush, and they were made to pay for it. Stand United now on cooldown as well, and no impact was able to be made by Aluka.
Yeah, just couldn't get into the fight, you know, and Luca, he has picked himself up a slight CS advantage, but first turret of the game looks like it's going to go over to Vici Gaming, and we said that this is what WE really wanted to do with the Nidalee, be able to poke out. Wow.
Oh, misses the first spear here. Just Spirit is actually Chaos Storm going to do a heck of a lot of work, but without any sort of ignite, not going to be able to lock down that kill as the heal came through from Atong, going to keep him alive.
But they are going to be able to shove through onto mid turret, get some work done here. Nidalee with the heal will be able to chunk through relatively quickly. They get about half the health on that minion wave. See whether they can push through on the next.
Yeah, WE do have some spare time as well. World 6 the only man available in order to defend that one. Dandy's actually moving down to try and give him a little bit of help. But WE might try and actually trade for this bottom lane outer turret as well.
Yeah, and that's one thing you have to point out. With the attack speed coming through and all the flat AD, Mystics tears through these creep waves. Not able to get the turret down, but is able to keep about an 18 CS advantage in the bottom lane. Going towards a Zeal as his second item, so not wanting to finish the Infinity Edge, maybe just didn't have the gold for it and goes for more of a gold efficient purchase.
Yeah, maybe WE actually not looking to team fight as well, just wants the extra effective stats that'll be useful against turrets, so attack speed over crit.
Yeah, definitely could be a potential coming through there, and WE, they look like they're content to continue to scale in this one, and against an Azir, a Scion, and a Vayne late game, that is a pretty brave call coming through. 1 minute on Dragon. We'll see whether this is something that they can start up and try and get control over some objectives.
Yeah, let's see whether they can pressure for it. 300 gold now the lead for Vici after those 3 kills that they managed to pick up. Actually 2, of course. Very much earlier. Endless now just farming here on the bottom side of the map. So they took down that outer turret. And WE now forced to play back, and it just looks like Vici now just knowing that they're a bit stronger.
Yeah, especially on the AD carry position, so they don't want to fight this one as yet. Marta doing a great job of controlling the area around Dragon, making sure that as that one respawns, it will be Vici Gaming in the correct position. Now, Conan and Spirit trying to clear it out, but Siege is through on mid lane.
Yeah, and this is a very weak turret as well, as the Death Ray not going to be able to clear out the minion wave yet, as Death Sentence lands onto World 6, but I don't think Spirit's hit a spear yet. Yeah, they don't want to siege through on that one as well because the Sun Turret had already been set up. So have to get positional control back over this part of the Rift, and Dragon 2 going to be going over, it looks like, the Vici Gaming. Yeah, all of a sudden a very one-sided mid lane there as Vici try and set up their own structures. It's going to be destroyed very quickly. An extra 100 gold going over to Mystic on the Sivir. Going to be happy with that one as Vici now, that speed shrine being definitely put to good use.
Yeah, and they started up. As you mentioned, Spirit not having a great showing on this Nidalee so far. Vici take it away.
Yep, are going to easily lock down that one. Lands his first spear, so that's going to get on to World 6. Actually believe that he landed one a little bit earlier on towards the bottom lane, but didn't really do too much, if I remember correctly. So I take it all back, Spirit. That wasn't you first.
Wow. And Luca's still split pushing in the top lane using Shen, trying to shove down the first turret of the game. Two have already gone over to Vici Gaming, and you can see right now this is just a very slow, methodical game so far from WE. They don't want to fight, very uninteractive, and they're just trying to scale into the late game.
Yeah, and I guess we haven't seen a whole lot of Shen just recently, so Spawn, do you want to take us through exactly what Shen achieves towards the late game? Is his split pushing still what it used to be?
Yeah, he definitely is. And you know, if you go something like a Trinity Force as one of your final items, synergizes well with his kit. He actually does good persistent damage, a lot of magical damage at that. Sunfire Cape allows him to push out waves a little bit quicker, but he's just not going to be able to push into Dandy. Dandy's a super tank, has a Sunfire Cape of his own, and as that Frozen Heart gets built up, it's just going to affect all of Shen's attack speed. See 4 members in his lane right now. Needs to be careful.
Yeah, only has Conan here as well for the defense, as it's a 3 versus 2. Nice use of the Shadow Dash. Is going to get onto Dandy there, but no. Going to be able to take a lantern out. Nice Spear's going to land there, but they do lose the turret.
They're finally in a position to maybe fight. No, they back away again. 5 members were rotating up from Vici, so all 3 outer turrets going down, and WE is slow playing this and just slowly losing any advantage in the game.
Yeah, and it's not like sort of strategic slow play as well. It just looks like they're slowly conceding everything.
Yeah, it certainly is the case. They might be able to grab their first turret of the game, but they need to be careful. Fast push in the mid lane now. You've got a Vayne as well as an Azir going to rip through structures. You can see they want to trade.
Yeah, well, Aluka going to stay here. Does have the stand united in order to get himself back there. They just don't have the minion wave just yet. Aluka might follow that one in. But
once again, Vici, really clear shot calling coming through here. Able to pick up a tier 2. And it looks like Aluka might be able to grab this turret, but Dandy's still up there.
Yeah, so he's going to be able to pick that one up, but Dandy's still going to be able to pick up all of the farm. Happy to concede that one, but that inner turret in the mid lane, that is a big deal, considering the fact that it's now opened up so much of the World Elite jungle.
Yeah, and just means that Spirit, who was doing a great job farming, needs to defend, ward defensively. You see, that is the case. WE are definitely on the back foot this game. You can see all their vision is concentrated around their side of the map, don't want to get invaded. Maybe looking for the first proactive play onto Endless in the bottom lane.
Yeah, Conan is going to have to land some skill shots here as Endless going to immediately flash away. Boomerang's going to find him, but WE, no joy there. They get the summon as well, but that's about it.
And they get the ultimate out and see whether they can get the turret for themselves. Good wave clear.
Ooh, Death Sentence very close on the World 6 there. A Spear is going to go a little bit wide from Spirit. Aluka still hanging out in this top side, just making sure that he's not visible so they can get that stand united off if needed.
Yeah, so in the end, really good play. Pressure Endless off the turret in the bottom lane, able to pick it up. Gold back within 1,000. Just really the Dragons right now that are in Vici's favor, and you feel that if a team fight does break out, they've got so many tools to kite back and keep Endless safe, who's already on 2 items, going towards that QSS already. Going to be hard to deal with this Vayne.
And I guess now at least Jie is now a little bit more free to move away. Like if he manages to actually neutralize his lane, it's going to take a while for it to move back towards his turret that he has to defend there, the inhibitor. So at least he's got some free time to move around the map. WE now going to be able to clear out at least this pink ward. Vici with some decent vision around the map. You can see WE still with some forward vision towards this top side and around that dragon.
Yeah, they're just trying to keep all the objectives under control right now. Find safe places to farm. Void Staff is completed. Wow, he's throwing cannons right now. We said he was far ahead in farm. That's 50 CS still. And as I said, all it takes is 1 spear onto Hotong.
Yeah, still only 20 CS behind the top laners here is Spirit. So as long as he manages to actually start landing some spears.
He's the richest man in, apart from Endless, sorry. Ahead of everyone in gold but Endless.
Yeah,
pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's a lot of gold. And Endless as well, continuing to split push here towards the bottom side. Spear going to go wide onto World 6 there as Spirit was visible. There's a few traps down. Oh, Death Sentence very close there by Conan. Trying to find something. That's 3 missed skill shots in a row by WE as Dandy, he's making his way in. Unstoppable onslaught straight into the wall. WE looking for the counter engage. They find a spear onto the Scion, but that's not who they want to engage on. On the Hunt has been popped, but there's the flash engage from World 6. Explosive cast comes out. Mystic forced to flash out of the way. Vici trying to get the engage on as Aluka just getting bounced around. Another double knock up there as Mystic is going to be the focus. Endless is going to take him down. And look at all of Hotong's damage in this fight. Double kill for the Vayne, and she's just tumbling relentlessly. Hotong takes a piece of that pie as well, and Vici just too far ahead.
Yeah, they certainly are, and they're going to be able to take Baron away as well at this part of the game. Endless does it incredibly quickly. They've got a tank in World 6. two members are going to stay and break the base, and it just looks like WE, once again, don't have any answers if they can't get Sion.
Yeah, and Vici have just been delivered this game by the looks of things. They're taking multiple objectives at once, not getting any answer out of WE at all.
Yeah, just no proactive play right now coming out of World Elite. Baron will fall. And this has been, as we said, very slow play coming through here as, Hetong looking for another kill, going for the Azir sec.
That was a very cute pounce out of Spirit there as well, but Hetong dodges away from the spear. It's going to be fine. Sunturret put up one more time. And it's like WE feel like they're going to be able to scale into this game by the way that they've been playing, but it's just not
They
the
just
case.
can't get the look in here. They feel like they can't actually start anything because they just lost control of it too early. All the early turrets that went down after that great bait in the bottom lane for Endless in the brush just meant that he was too far ahead. Trying to steal a dragon here, but even that might be a bit of a danger.
Yeah, well, they do manage to actually take away the dragon here. Jie's going to get engaged on by
Dandy's
Dandy.
huge.
He's so tanky. Decimating smash onto a couple of members of Luca. Not tanky enough as Endless just deals with him with those silver bolts. Conan might need to try and escape, but he has no flash. Not going to be able to get out of there as Spirit now trying to get around, but Endless is on a rampage at the moment. Dandy actually going to pick up Mystic, looking for a triple onto the Vayne, but at the moment, Endless, there's just no way of stopping it.
Yeah, there certainly isn't. Hetong over the wall. Oh, Jie.
Yeah, these auto attacks doing some work here as Marta's going to find him, and Endless in the end is just going to be able to clean up that kill. 6-0 and 3 on this Vayne, and look, when you've got a 90% kill participation Vayne who hasn't died, things are looking bad.
Yeah,
for the
Spirit
opposition.
able to pick up the first kill of the game for WE. Takes out Dandy on the back end of that fight.
Endless was waiting in that brush. Spirit, of course, no vision of that one. Oh, no.
Pauses the game. He's like,
yeah, Spirit's like,
stop the
no,
game.
no. Let me back, please. Goodness me. Gia, you can see, still not looking as resigned, you know, as he potentially could be.
That's one thing that you have to say about WE as a team. They've actually kept this, the attitude of the team, I was going to say Spirits, the attitude of the team has been relatively good. You know, they like playing together. It's something that Spirit said. He really does love playing on the team. Oluka is the guy that brings a lot of joy to playing League of Legends. He's the one that's normally smiling, even if they are slightly behind. And you have to say that they play as a team. Right now, they're not playing as well around the map as they would like. You see communication still going on for Team Wii, but it's been a slow and, I guess, downhill slope. They just haven't been able to get anything within this game. They traded map objectives really poorly. They let the Vayne get out of hand early. Now she's 6-0 and 2. Doing a very good job is Endless in the bottom lane. And the lane swap just seemed to actually hurt Wii more than it hurt Vici Gaming.
Yeah, exactly. And it seemed like they were going for some sort of mind game, I guess, to try and pick themselves up. That lane swap sort of in their favor, like, get it counted on them with the Vayne moving towards the top lane, but in the end just did not happen. It just looked like WE from that point on just didn't really know how to react.
Yeah, it certainly did. You know, they didn't shove the wave out, just go back early and try and rotate around the map. They chose to stick with it, froze for a very long time. And as far as resourceless top laners go, Sion is really good. All he needs is levels, can get around the jungle incredibly quickly, as we see that Spirit did fall down on the back end of that.
Not sure where.
Right there.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's his body. Got it. So Spirit's dead. And, yeah, WE now trying to reconsolidate.
Yeah, 7,000 gold is the lead. 26 minutes through. Conan now caught out as well. Tongs here.
Yeah, Talisman of Ascension has been popped here as well as the Q's been blown.
Wow.
Sand Soldier's doing some work. Death Sentence again not going to find its mark.
And 6-0 on 4, QSS finished up for Endless. He is a monster right now, split pushing because he feels like no one can really 1v1 him. Will finally go back to base and spend all the gold from the last skirmish. Last Whisper picked up as well. Luca's going to melt like butter. He only has a Sunfire cape for armor.
Yeah, and he's also, look, Endless now has Alacrity Boots. It's going to be even harder to get on top of this Vayne as well. And it's entirely your point about Aluka. Like, he can't be the super tank that he's used to being on this Shen at this stage of the game.
Yeah, he just doesn't find effectiveness in laning phase is what I think it is. It doesn't affect his team fight as much, but Aluka, when he plays Sion, is this really proactive player that likes to start engages for his teams, gets in people's face, able to use the ultimate incredibly effectively. On other champions, just hasn't seen the same effectiveness.
Apart from Nautilus. Forever defending. Vici, though, now moving towards this mid lane once again. Spears to come out from Spirit, but he hasn't really found the mark. And open inhibitor just going to be taken here casually. Endless with a lot of damage. They pop the talisman, looking to try and break up this fight with the barrel. World 6 not going to even find that spear, as the inhibitor just going to be taken in all of the turmoil. And WE, they don't lose any members, but they're losing their base.
Yeah, they certainly are, and they've just lost control of the game as Hetong bends the Sand Soldier around the wall. 1-0-6. He's having a fairly impressive game as well. Has been able to get ahead through all the objectives that his team has taken. Pressured mid-game, and Dandy, oh, the fight of the century is on.
Come on, bring it, boys.
No, Luca doesn't want any of it.
No, sort of can't be bothered.
He's like, you betrayed me.
Sion, why would you hit me? That's Dandy. Okay, Vici just going to continue moving up the bottom side, split pushing in the top as well as Endless and Dandy, more than able to deal with these three members of WE. And look, if they're not going to defend, they need to defend the bottom lane because they're losing on multiple fronts now.
Yeah, they've just lost control of every part of the map, and you'd think that WE, not a team that likes to go out with a bang, expecting at least a team fight to come through here. They have some, I guess, items to be able to do it. 2.5 items now finished up on GA. He's fairly fed. Maybe if he can get on top of Endless, he can try and blow him up with the distortion boots as well. Going to be running incredibly quickly. Mystic, he's on 2.5 items as well. So as soon as the last Whisper comes through, we'll be doing some good damage. But if they just keep playing like this, losing inhibitor after inhibitor, there is no hope for WE to get back in.
Yeah, Conan actually flashing forward into the box there, but just going to get Emperor's Divided out of there. Dandy now in the backside as WE converge on him. They're doing a lot of damage actually to the Sion, and without too much response, he's going to get locked down there, but the turret falls from Endless. Aluka bounce back into the side, and he's going to get taken down. GA now with a Chaos Storm. He's going to lock down Hetong. It's a 2 for 2 at the moment, but Vici, they've taken down another inhibitor. Nexus turrets are going to fall. Actually, not taken down just yet, just doesn't have a health buff.
Yeah, Vici's still trying to continue with this fight.
Yeah, Conan going to fall down very, very quickly. Endless with shields for days, just tumbling forward. Spirit and Mystic still with a fair bit of damage, but you can see Endless able to answer back with a whole lot more.
Double inhibitor, 29 minutes. That's 10,000 gold, the advantage. Right now, Vici just dancing circles around Team Wii.
Oh, Spirit trying to get amongst it. He's going to get it turned around on. Beautiful Monsoon from Marta locks down that kill. And exactly like you said, they're just creating all of these advantages, and WE just too little too late with these aggressive plays.
Yeah, and you saw Conan got, in the end, just pulled the trigger on an engage, and you see they were able to trade relatively well. Dandy was caught out of position. WE were able to at least equalize the team fight. They lost more of their base, but that's just going to mean, at the moment, farm funneling in that they probably wouldn't have got in standard lanes anyway. And they needed to fight earlier, honestly. They just let too much of the game slip away right now. Probably too little too late, but at least it's momentum building for the next game.
Yeah, well, exactly. So if they can carry this sort of aggressiveness towards the next one, maybe Spirit was feeling sleepy or something like that because he just wasn't ganking like he's known to around the early stages of this game.
Yeah,
and I guess
3-0 and 11. World 6, 15.
Exactly.
14 out of 15 kill participations right now. I'm going to be able to counter jungle away that blue.
Yeah, it's a story of Gragas in these last couple of matches as well. I mean, has been in every single victory.
Now that all that MR's picked up, the Spear's not really doing much at all. Dragon number 3 going to go over to Vici. Baron's up in 11 seconds. You would think that's an uncontestable buff right now for Team Wii, but they need to be able to do something around the map.
Yeah, well, we'll see whether they can get there. Of course, Aluka staying in this bottom side can get in with the ultimate whenever he feels like. Haven't really seen it be effective just yet. The Spirit's looking for some spears. Oh, Talisman popped one more time. Spirit going to take a magical journey. Well, actually, no, it's actually going to be a dark passage, but in the end, we're going to have a gigantic Sion in the back line. Dandy maybe a little bit too far forward. Emperor's Divide under GA. Bouncy Castle for the victor, and he's not going anywhere. Mystic forced to use the flash. Shadow Dash finds no one from Aluka, who's just going to get decimated. And once again, Endless untouched in the back line, just going to town on these World Elite players. And Mystic and Spirit both limping away. Hetong tries to get in there. The heal going to be used from Mystic, I believe. No, it wasn't even. I don't think a heal is. Hetong's going to flash forward, picks up the kill, and Vici, they're going to dominate that whole game.
Yeah, that was a very one-sided affair. WE just couldn't get any momentum going, and credit for Vici, they starved them out. That was Samsung White-esque.
Yeah, it was. It was just no way in for WE at all, and you just, I just don't think you can afford to play that passively in the early game.
Yeah, you definitely cannot. You see WE just kind of staring at their computers right now. It's like, what? Spirit was trying to counter jungle, get ahead through farm and try and translate to some kind of lead there, but the lane swap just didn't go their way. In the end, they had this Vayne that was passively farming, actually solo farming right there. Marta had left the lane, so had a level advantage. Sure, when they swapped back, Civil was able to push in, but there was never really any kill threat, and it just meant in the end, Endless exploded, got that kill in the bottom lane, and from there took over the whole map.
Yeah, immortal the whole time through. We mentioned the fact that, you know, this Gragas was looking absolutely insane, but you have to mention Endless, who was playing, you know, melee mode Sivir in the previous series that we saw. We were asking some questions about Endless's play, but you can see what can happen when he manages to get a lead, because all of that aggression gets channeled into just decisive victories here for Vici.
Yeah, but honestly, it looked like WE weren't even trying to fight in that one. It will be interesting to see if they have a similar tactic going into game 2, because you have to think that they need to at least try and impact the bottom lane a little bit more than what they were that game.
Well, of course, we'll see whether they can. Of course, one more game coming up in the LPL for this evening, for this week as well, ladies and gentlemen, as World Elite try to fight back against this massive-looking Vici Gaming.